That's right. Go Cyclones. Whoa. It was a great time and a great victory. So it was a lot of fun to be there and really, not only highlight what we're doing here in Iowa, but to be with the team and then have them have a win was icing on the cake. So, Ben, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that very much. And I too want to thank Chris and Christy and the team at Siouxland Chamber for hosting this event biannually. It's a great opportunity for us to hear from each and every one of you. And I just appreciate all the work that goes into it because I know that it's a lot. Larry, I think this is your first conference at Tri-State Conference. It unfortunately will be my last, but it has truly been a privilege to get to know you and to work with both you and Jim. You are exceptional leaders, and I have to give him a bad time, though. I saw him he was doing a hit up at Sturgis, and I sent him a text afterwards, and I said, Larry, great job on Fox News. And his response was, now I want you to know I'd given him my cell phone number. Well, thank you, but who is this? And I said, hey, it's your great friend to the south. Now, come on. And he sent back and he said, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. And I said, oh, it happens to me all the time. So anyway, he did a great job representing South Dakota on the news. And I had some fun giving him a little bit of grief over not knowing who I was. But, I also want to just thank everybody in the room. It's truly been a privilege to work with each and every one of you over the last 8 years. And just really thank you for being the drivers of the success that we are experiencing in the Siouxland region. I think the Tri-State Conference, it's a reminder that while our state lines may divide us on the map, our people, our challenges, and our opportunities are truly connected. And that applies to agriculture, energy, water, workforce, healthcare. Those aren't just Iowa issues, South Dakota, or Nebraska issues. They really are regional priorities for each of the governors that are here today. And I truly believe that this region has demonstrated the power of common sense and effective policies, whether it has to do with tax relief, smart regulation, or investments in infrastructure and our people. In Iowa, those policies are paying off, and it takes a while. It doesn't happen overnight, but since 2024, we've had companies announce $20 billion of new capital investment in Iowa that will create 1,600 new jobs, while we still feed and fuel the world, leading America in corn, soy, pork, egg, and biofuel production. But we're also partnering with tech pioneers like Google and QTS to really reach the cutting edge of data storage and management, really building America's infrastructure for artificial intelligence. We continue every single day to build on our strengths. Agriculture is the foundation of our economy by far. It's who we are and it's what we do. But actually, advanced manufacturing is the largest sector by our GDP at 18%, generates about $35 billion annually, with the third highest manufacturing employee concentration in the country. Bioscience we see as our biggest growth opportunity. Jim talked about and Larry both about diversifying the economy, and we did that during the last farm crisis when we really jumped into insurance and finance. And I am proud to say that we are the #1 state in insurance as a percentage of our GDP. I'm proud to say also, this has been a focus of mine, we didn't have a very competitive environment when I took office. And working with the legislature, we've cut taxes 6 times in as many years. And our individual income tax rate has gone from nearly 9% to this year a flat 3.8%. We're chasing your tail. So we know we got to do better, but we're working on it. Corporate was the highest in the country at 12%. We're on our path to 5.5 today at 7.1. We no longer tax retirement or inheritance income. And this last year, we cut our unemployment insurance tax in half, and the result of that is $1 billion savings to our businesses. So it truly does matter. They can reinvest in their people and into growth. And so I'm proud of what we've been able to do as far as a tax structure in the state of Iowa. This year, like I think Larry talked about, and I know Jim has been working on it too, property tax reform is our #1 priority. And so they got a good start last year in the legislative session, but we just need to go a little bit further and a little bit deeper. And so we've been pulling back the layers over the interim, and we intend to go on the road talking to Iowans and business owners and local governments about what that looks like and kind of the framework of what we've put together. So we're getting close to that, and then we're going to couple that with Alignment 3.0. When you cut taxes, you experience growth, but the other two components of being able to not only sustain that tax cut, but to continue to bring it down is to keep spending in check and look at ways that we can make government more efficient and more effective. And we really have focused on driving waste out of state government. I wanted to lead by example before I would go out into the state and into local communities and working with local governments to talk about how we need to think differently on how we're providing services to the constituents that we serve. We're a small state, $3.2 million, and so we have a lot of duplication in how we're providing services, and we have to do it better, and we have to be more efficient. We have to take advantage of AI and technology that will allow us to do that and look for ways that we can plow those savings either into services on the ground or to return those dollars to taxpayers. We started those efforts in 2023 where we have aligned systems across the state. I cut 21 agencies from my cabinet. We can actually meet in a room now, and just the energy and the conversations that we're able to have to get that group around the table and collaborate and work together and really tackle these problems as a team has been inspiring for me as a governor. We've instituted a moratorium on new rules with a 4-year rolling review. To date, 2 years later, we've cut 4,000 regulations, and we're just getting started. We've reduced 83 boards and commissions. We had IT spread across 20 different agencies. We now have it in one agency, and we're better at what we do. And just in 18 months, with the original alignment that we started in 2023, we've actually saved taxpayers $250 million. So we think there's a lot more that we can do there as well. We strengthened education and really focused on making sure that parents are the primary decision maker in their child's education, passed the boldest universal school choice program in the country. But in addition to that, we have expanded open enrollment, public charter schools, and homeschool. We provided long overdue flexibility for our public schools, giving them the opportunity, reducing some of the regulations and giving them some flexibility with the various funding streams that they have. And we've increased teacher salaries. I'm really proud to say that now that the beginning teacher pay in Iowa is $50,000, and for an educator that's been in the classroom for 12 years, it's a minimum of 62. And we spent a lot of time focusing on literacy and math and science. And I'm proud to say that this last year with our state assessments, we saw an 11% increase in reading for our third graders. So I'm really proud about that. And I was number 2 in the country for both high school and 4-year college graduation. I think we know that workforce is the cornerstone of economic growth, and that's why we've invested in apprenticeships, technical training, STEM, work-based learning. We've stood up a state office of apprenticeship. We moved it from the U.S. Department of Labor, so it's in-house. It gives us more flexibility, and we can react in a quicker manner to address the needs of business and industry. And we've turned our unemployment system into a reemployment system with a new case management system, as well as one-on-one career coaching in week 1 instead of 5-6 weeks into it. And today, the amount of time that individuals are actually on unemployment is running about 10 weeks. So we're getting them trained and back into the workforce. We're also investing in quality of life and infrastructure that's necessary to build out a workforce, and that's housing and childcare, broadband, airports, $700 million into water quality and conservation efforts. I think we've about $858 million into housing, and today we have 16,000 new housing units in process since 2023, and I think that's the most in our state history. And those are only units that have some kind of public funding tied to them. As a result, Iowa has recently been ranked number 1 for low cost of housing, childcare, and living, and number 2, for economic opportunity. While our ag economy is facing some headwinds, I can say that our conservative, sensible approach to budgeting and government issues, it's giving us a little bit of an advantage which is allowing us to control the things that we can control and manage the things that we can't. So I appreciate all the effort that the Trump administration and the Secretary are putting into free and fair trade, opening up new markets. It's important to our producers. If you drive the Midwest area, you'll see bumper crops across the three states, and we need to find markets for those crops. And so I really appreciate working with the President and Secretary Rollins to look for ways to make that happen. Iowa and the whole tri-state region just continues, I think, to be a blueprint for the nation, and we didn't get here by accident. Honestly, again, I'll end kind of where I started. It's a result of each and every one of you in this room. It's a result of strong leadership, it's sound policy, and just the collaboration that we see taking place in the region. So again, thank you to the Siouxland Chamber for hosting us today. And again, I want to recognize my colleagues for their friendship and for their leadership and partnership. And I too just appreciate each of you so very, very much. Thank you.